Lordy day.
Well, guess what?
Freaking cows.
Excited cows.
Okay. Jim put me up crooked. So today is a busy day. We are tearing out these gardens. Yeah,
we don't want that
around the way. And we are going to make this more pasture for our cows. So first off though, we got to harvest the garden. All right, we're making pretty good progress. We just got all the cattle panels down off these T-posts. I got the green bean arch down. Jen's going to get us some water because we're all died of thirst. Wyatt is getting up all my little mow vibrating things, which by the way, seem to work really well. Wow, I need a haircut really bad, lots of sweat. But it's a hot one. I'm really appreciating Jen and Wyatt being out here with me. I know this is not their ideal Saturday, but like we said, Raylan's got a big choreography thing at cheerleading, so she's gone pretty much all day. So it's good for us to get this done, get it out. Some of y'all probably thinking, I cannot believe y'all are pulling up those plants. Well, a little bit us too, but I mean, peppers are really the only thing that really took off over here on my side of the garden, besides the zucchini and squash. But they're done now. However, what's most important at this time is letting that pasture over there recover. And letting them over here for a while, so then by the time winter comes, hopefully that has gotten some green grass that they can eat. Well, obviously before winter, before everything dies off. And just give us another round of grass fed before we have to go into the winter where we're more hay feeding. But having two very large pastures is a huge benefit for our cattle. And we do still have Jen's garden that we are going to still be eating out of because it's doing really well. But it's time for me to stop talking and get back to work. Yo, check his poking up. We grew that bad boy. It's at least 75 pounds at a minimum. She is ginormous. But Jen and Wyatt are on T-post control. They're over there picking up all the T-posts for me, taking them to the garage. It's good having a working family. All right, so we just went in, had a little lunch, cooled down. I had to change shirts. Whew, it is hot. And it's funny because it's like the coolest day we've had in like 2 weeks, but it's like 98% humidity. So I don't care what temperature it is, it's gonna be sticky. All right, so we have gotten everything up. All the stuff that was in is out, but we have tarps laying around everywhere that I've got to pick up. And then the cattle panels, so I gotta get all the cattle panels up. We'll see how I feel after this heat doing that. If I want to go ahead and start putting the pasture up, that might be saved for tomorrow and getting that done, because it's like I said, it's just hot. So let's get these up and we'll see how we feel. All right, I got all of the weed tarp put in here where I keep the side-by-side buzz. And yeah, that stuff is way too valuable to be trying to get rid of. On a farm and homestead, you really don't throw away anything. And that weed tarp, like I said, it's already got the holes burned into it, but that's okay, because if I use it again, it'll probably be used for plants and it'll already have holes burned through them to just replant in. But yeah, that's why we're not getting rid of them. They'll stay in there till the next time we need them. Okay, the cattle panels are done, and now there's only one thing left in the way to be able to build a pasture, and that's big old smoker. Once again, I have to move that thing somewhere else, but I think I got a good spot to where it'll last, so let's go get that moved. We're getting close to getting y'all some greener grass. me see your head. What happened?
I got hit by a shoe.
By shoe? Like how did?
She was supposed to be, or she thought she was supposed to be in a nugget, and they were doing back walkovers, and the girl kicked her, and this is what hurt her.
Yeah, the glasses.
Yeah.
What happened to her
She
head?
said, the lady said that her glasses went flying, but they seem to be okay.
Yeah.
What happened to her head?
Maybe a slight scratch.
Yeah, she's telling you right now. Yeah, she got kicked in the head because they just had different moves. Are you okay though?
Yeah.
Did you have a decent time? Yeah? Okay. Hey man, thanks for all the good help today. You're the man. I really appreciate the work. So we are done for the day. It is scalding hot now. It's getting around 5 o'clock-ish time. And we got the smoker put right there, which I like. We got our pumpkins put up here. These are all peppers that we harvested. And we're pooped. So I think a cold beer is calling my name. Maybe some ice cold water for you. See y'all in the morning. Good morning. Hope you all are doing well. It is a new day, new fresh haircut. It's already getting crazy because I'm already getting sweaty. So now today we are going to officially get the pasture up, since yesterday we did all the work getting all the stuff out of the way so the cows could have a nice clean pasture. One thing I did want to note, nightshade plants, so like your pepper plants and then also to the tomato plants, are not good for cows to eat. It can be poisonous for them if they ingest too much. So we did get all the pepper and tomato plants up. However, we left the squash for them to just, you know, step on, and then the guineas run through here, so they'll eat them. The cows probably won't eat the squash, but they might eat the plants. So we got all that cleaned up, any kind of trash that was laying around. And now it's time to run more electrical fencing. And since I'm fighting the rain, I'm probably just gonna jam some music, get it done, and hopefully show you afterwards if the rain isn't done. But let me show you a couple like little tricks if you're trying to run this poly tape electrical wire. So first off, we do about 14 foot in between each one of these little plastic stakes that we have. If you take one pretty good sized step, that's 2 foot just for your head as you're walking it off. That way you don't have to have a tape measure or anything. But the point being, they can handle pretty far spacing. Now, the one thing we do to really make sure it stays tight is every other post, we wrap it around so it holds it tight. If you just put it through there straight, like this, there's no tension. So that thing can slide back and forth. So having that little twist on each one of them really helps you and your fence stay snug and not starting to have droops, because that's one thing you don't want is droops for 2 reasons. One, your cows are going to start noticing that they can get out of it. It's a lot lower. And it'll get you down in the weeds where you might ground out. That's one huge benefit with using poly tape or wire over netting, is you're not touching the ground. So you don't have that worry of the weeds grounding you up. So that's what we're gonna do. The other piece is making sure that you have as few breaks as possible. And what I mean by that is power banks. So if you have a break like a gate that ends that current, and then you go around and you have another gate, you're gonna have a section that doesn't have power. So that means you're gonna have to have another power bank over there. So what I'm gonna do is hopefully have this set up to where it connects to this fence and we'll be good to go. The last thing that I'll be doing is right here on this post, right here, is I will be shooting one line all the way down, blocking the cows off from this pasture so it can regroup. Now, the reason I'm doing it right here is because the barn is right there. And because we have dairy goats, rotational pasture or grazing isn't as simple as, say, beef cattle, because we do have to milk every day. And I'm gonna tell y'all right now, I have field milked the very first day we got these cows. We had to field milk them. That is not cool. It is terrible, absolutely terrible. I know you all have watched some people that do some field milking. They lying if they saying it's easy as cake out there, because it is hot, there are flies, it is nasty. It is not a good environment to be milking a cow, in my humble opinion. So while we have Daisy in milk, I want her to always have access to get into that barn every morning, so we can milk in there where it's shaded, where it's a controlled environment, where we have our fans and all that good stuff. So I'm just telling y'all, if y'all wanted to get into dairy and you've seen others that do field milking, I wouldn't do it. I will never recommend that to anyone. You need to be in a structure of some form or fashion. So you can keep it clean, you can have some airflow, and you can have shade, because it is just not fun in a field. All right, done talking. The clouds are getting darker, so I need to get busy. I'll be right back with y'all. Go ahead and cue you 90s country, because that's what I'm gonna be listening to. All right, excuse me. The fence is completely ran, so I've pulled all the wire, and over here is where our gate's gonna be. So the store's right there, house is there. This is where I put the gate on. When it comes to gates, I know I don't do this exactly how people probably do it, but it works for us. I just get these little cheap ones. I just tie the wire to the back, we hook it right to these posts, and call it a day. It works just fine. Yeah, I mean, it's cool. But there's definitely other techniques to do this. That's just how I do it. This is also a way that other people don't do it. Now, if you have T-posts, there are hooks that you can hook to this that then can hook the wire to it. However, I don't want to do all that work, to be honest with you, because this works just fine. So every corner gets a T-post that I tie it to it so it doesn't bow in. And like I said, we go around it a few times, that holds tension. And the biggest thing that that does is if, say, one of the slots down here got loose, well, this wire isn't going to go loose because it's tied. So you might have loopy sections that you might have to fix, but it won't be the entire string. So that's one thing to think about. And I promise, it ain't rained. It's just Kentucky humidity. It's so hot up in this place. I am ready for a little bit of humidity break. The temperature can be whatever it wants, but if we can get out of this 90 to 100% humidity, that would be fine by me. All right, now here's the thing that I got to do, because I want my power boost to be connected to the other pasture too, because I still need that pasture to be on, is I'm going to tie this wire to the live wire. Well, cows, at least our four, are super smart. They know if the power's on or not, and they will not test our wire. As soon as you turn that off though, they know it's off. I guess they can like hear the popping or something, I don't know. But they know. So before I do that, because I need to move the power, the solar powers as well, so that's going to take me about 15-20 minutes to do. I'm going to go give them a whole bale of hay up in the barn so they can stay busy while I can have this off, tie everything up, get the power moved. That should give me plenty of time. Like I said, it isn't like they're going to like burst out of it or anything, but they're going to start testing it, and I would like them to never test a non-hot wire. So let's go do that real quick, and then we can release them in. Flossie! Daisy! Daisy! Flossie! Daisy! So it's hard to see, but right there in that opening, I have a fake electrical line. Now again, they know T-bone comes in sometimes, but I put that up to keep me and Daisy alone from all the other cows. So I did lock them in. We'll see how long it lasts. It's time to go. Number one, turn it off. Be good to get these out of the weeds anyways. All right, turn you off. Turn you off. Done? You gotta remember, it's like fear factor. You rush too much, it's gonna take you longer. So it's a appropriate amount of concentration and speed. If I didn't have to take these off, it wouldn't be so bad. And thankfully, we have a perimeter fence. So if they did, at least they're not on the road. You know what I'm saying? Okay. This thing, by the way, it just connects the two lines to pass the shock to each line. It's pretty cool. You can get it at Tractor Supply just like you got everything else. All right, those two are good to go. Get my hats back on. So this is gonna power all the way over this way and up into the barn. So now I gotta get the other one to hook on this side to get this gate that leads all the way up on the left side into the barn to that gate, because that's where my break is. Right, we should be good to go. So I'm gonna turn these on. I actually left my tester all the way back up at the barn, but that's okay because I can test up there and that'll tell me if we're good everywhere else since our power's down here. Okay. I'm hot, real hot, already day. You know what, I need to turn that back off because I gotta open their gate so they can even get over here. Okay, I had to boot Scoot and Boogie because I can't believe I forgot about that. They want to get over there and then have to do it with a live wire. So I have gotten, it's kind of hard to tell, but there's one line, shoots from that post all the way up to the other line. Got some posts in the middle, so all of that will not have cows on it, which is probably five-ish acres, I would say, probably 5 acres. That'll be untouched, and then they'll have all this nice lush green that they'll get some fertilizer on that needs to be done, and then once that recovers, they'll come back. So now, let's get the power on, test it, let them free. That's good, boys and girls, for staying in the barn. Thank you all. Okay. 8. If I check over here, this should be where my brake is, because see how the gate stops it and then I've had to retie? This should be the new line. We'll check here. 8. And 8. We got powers, ladies and gents. Y'all ready to see your new area? I had to dump you water. I gotta get you new water though. Hi, Daisy. Oh, sweetie pie. What's up, Flossie? What's up, my girl Flossie? Y'all the sweetest cows ever. Hank, why you being shady, bro? No, we ain't there yet. So see, here's my little fake thing that I put up, but it works. I just hang it up here. And that's just where it stays for when I milk, but then that keeps them out of the barn. So I'm gonna walk with them. Y'all gonna come with me? Come on. All right, I'm gonna walk with them because I wanna check some of the areas like this mid fence to make sure it's got power and just some of the spots. How I just checked it were my 2 brakes, but you know, it's always good just to make sure and double check. So, 8, beautiful. So see, that's my mid row that I got going on here. Flossie, Daisy. When you have livestock, you start doing weird noises out of your mouth because that's what they listen to. Flossie, Daisy. Probably take a little minute to get down here, but that's good. It gives me time to check power. Hey, they're finally coming out of the barn. Flossie, Daisy. Come on. Come on. Not that way. Come down this way. Daisy. Come on. Come on. Come on. Oh, she's coming running. Come on, Daisy. Come on, girl, right here. Look, right here. Here's your opening. No, Daisy. Daisy. Right here, baby. Come on, right here. Daisy. Nope, Daisy. Daisy. Right here, girl. Come on, Daisy. Come on, Daisy. Come on, Daisy. Come on. There you go. There you go. Check it out. Check it out. There you go. Greener grass. Come on, old lady Flossie. And that's what we like to see. Eating that new fresh grass. Here you go, Flossie. Oh, Flossie. Flossie girl. I know, I gotta fill your waters up. Hang on. But you got grass. T-Bone. Come on, T-Bone. Well, come on, Hank. Is that good? Is that good? Hank, you made it, buddy. Come join them. Come on. Come on, Hank. Come on, Hank. Come on. Hank, let's go, buddy. Respect the line, brother. Listen at him. There we go. Oh, Hank made it. All right, I'll get you water. I'm sorry, everybody wants water. Come on, enjoy the grass. You thought everybody left you, didn't you? What do you think, Mama?
Looks good. Looks very heavy.
There's too much Daisy Run. She said there's so much to see. Oh my goodness. Watch out, Daisy, you're gonna hurt yourself. Hank, you gonna break something? Oh, he stopped because he thought he couldn't cross it.
Oh.
That's where one of our beds were, so it looks visually different, so he stopped right there. They're over on that line where all them weeds were.
Oh, these flowers.
Well, I put it in that one, but I blocked it from the backside, all those flowers. Happy animals. Hot. My face is burning. It's been 2 long days of work, but it wasn't like overly bad. It wasn't too bad. But this is great. And so the reason that we like doing the electrical fence for the cows is because they are big, and we don't want to put big permanent pastures up yet. We probably eventually will, and then just run like a hot wire on the inside. But this allows us to have them fertilize the garden that we had, this year. And if we ever want to move them, then we have a nice fertilized ground.
Yeah.
And just having 2 for them is huge. Where you go? But that is it for the cows. They're gonna have fun. But Jen has something that she needs to show you.
So while he's been working on that, we actually lost power for a little bit. So I've been working on this. We had a bunch of tomatoes from our garden, and then Grammy, Karen, and Graybeard brought over some from theirs. So I have been coring them all, cutting them up a little bit, and putting them in this roaster because we're gonna make spaghetti sauce. Very excited about it. So I've been trying to figure out what I was gonna do with all the tomatoes this year. We still have a bunch of canned, like tomato sauce, tomato juice, whatever you want to call it, that we make chilies and stuff with and that we eat. We still have a lot of that left over. So I didn't want to do more of that. And I got to thinking, what do we use the most during the winter? And that's spaghetti sauce, because it's the kids' favorite meal. It's an easy dinner that we have once a week usually. So yeah, I'm going to make a bunch of spaghetti sauce, and I'm really excited about it. I've got a ton of peppers that we pulled out of the garden that I'm going to add to that, and the rest I'm not sure what I'm going to do with yet. But yeah, I'll kind of take you along, not in this video, but in the next video, and show you the process and how we're going to do that. And then we're going to can it up and have it for the winter. So yeah.
Lordy day.
Well, guess what?
Freaking cows.
Excited cows.
What's happening, y'all? I just realized this light's off. No wonder it was dark.
Well, I told him we lost power.
Yeah, we did lose power.
It wasn't very long, but it was kind of inconvenient.
It's inconvenient.
I did not want the off-grid life anymore.
No, but funny. It's just small town world living. The electric guy came to see if it was our lines being the issue. He's like, "Nah, y'all good." And then he's like, "What you do?" And so I was doing the pasture. I was thinking to man, like, "Don't you have something to do right now?" So he sat there and talked about pastures for probably 15 minutes. And he's like, "Well, I better get going before they get mad that I ain't got this power back on." Anyways, I hope you all enjoyed today's video. It was a lot of work, but it was so necessary. Happy as cows, I think.
They really are. They're like jumping in the air like leprechauns.
Yeah, it's really awesome to be able to stand at your window too. That's kind of nice.
Yeah, I was watching you when you were doing it too. It was kind of cool.
Right?
That's why I called you, because I was like, I haven't seen him in like 20 minutes.
Yeah, it was when I was doing the middle and I forgot. It's just nice. Like our old place, we didn't even have a window in our kitchen, and so we couldn't ever see out of it. And just to be able to see, look, this is what we're looking at right here. So they're just right there, hanging out in the pasture. I don't know. It's just awesome. we lived the life of off-grid. I don't know why it's going this route, but we did it, and we're like, we're happy to not
It's like
be
traumatizing when the power goes off. I'm like, no.
Don't get hot up in here again. The biggest thing is we're so much more productive because we're not having to like live off grid. But it's no knock to that. Hey, kudos to everyone trying it.
I totally admire it. It's not my thing.
Yeah, we just got it out of our system for 7 years or however long it was. Anyways, so she's making spaghetti sauce. We are going to end this video and start filming your next video that you're going to see. So stay tuned to that if you want to see how to do that. It'll be coming on your next one.
Yep,
If you haven't subscribed, make sure to down below.
We love you.
Until the next one. Bye.